When it came to royal prestige, few people cared about it more deeply than Prince Andrew. Long before controversy surrounded his name, the former Duke of York was fiercely protective of his family's status within the monarchy, especially when it involved his daughters. So, when the time arrived for Princess Eugenie to marry her longtime partner, Jack Brooksbank, in October 2018, Andrew had one clear mission. The wedding had to be just as grand and memorable as the one that had taken place months earlier, the highly celebrated marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. For Andrew, image and rank mattered enormously. From the moment his daughters were born, he had already fought hard to ensure they carried the full weight of royal recognition. He pushed successfully for both Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie to receive the prestigious Her Royal Highness title and to be formally recognized as princesses. So, when Eugenie's wedding approached, Andrew made sure it would be nothing less than a full-scale royal spectacle. The venue? The historic St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle, the same breathtaking location where Harry and Meghan had exchanged their vows earlier that year. Security was arranged, public crowds were expected, and the ceremony was prepared to be every bit as elaborate as any major royal celebration. But behind the scenes, things were a little more complicated. At the time, Andrew's own standing within the royal family was already under increasing scrutiny. Questions about his role and reputation were quietly growing, yet Andrew remained determined that none of that would overshadow his daughter's big day. According to insiders, comparisons between Eugenie's wedding and Harry and Meghan's earlier ceremony clearly irritated him. Andrew reportedly did not want anyone thinking his daughter's wedding was somehow less important. After all, as royal historian Andrew Lowney explains, Andrew viewed Eugenie's position very clearly. She's the Queen's granddaughter, a princess by blood, Lowney says. In his mind, that meant she deserved every bit of the same royal treatment. And Andrew didn't shy away from emphasizing the scale of the event. In the lead-up to the wedding, he pointed out that Eugenie's guest list would actually be larger than Harry and Meghan's. While Harry and Meghan invited about 600 guests, Eugenie and Jack's celebration expanded to roughly 850 attendees. Andrew explained the difference during an interview, saying the wedding was meant to feel more personal, less of a global spectacle, and more like a family celebration. Still, he admitted that the couple simply had a huge number of friends, requiring a large venue like St. George's Chapel to accommodate everyone. But numbers tell an interesting story. Although Eugenie's guest list was bigger inside the chapel, the worldwide audience watching the ceremony was much smaller. Harry and Meghan's wedding drew an estimated 1.9 billion viewers around the globe, turning it into one of the most watched televised events in history. Fast forward to today, and the York family finds itself in a very different situation. Following Prince Andrew's arrest in February, a cloud of controversy has once again settled over the family. The arrest, which took place at his residence in Sandringham on his 66th birthday, reportedly involved questioning linked to allegations that he had improperly shared sensitive information during his time as a trade envoy, accusations connected to his long-criticized association with the late convicted offender, Jeffrey Epstein. Andrew was detained for hours during questioning, sending shockwaves through royal circles. For a family long accustomed to privacy and protection, the moment represented something much larger than a legal issue. It became a symbol of a shifting public mood, one where royal privilege is no longer automatically accepted as protection from scrutiny. And in the middle of this storm are Andrew's daughters. According to people close to the family, Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice are holding tightly to the one thing that has defined their lives since birth: their royal identity. One family friend put it bluntly: They want to keep their royal status, the source explained. It's a core part of who they are. But times have changed. Observers say the public has become far less willing to tolerate perceived privilege without accountability. As author Catherine Mayer points out, the expectations surrounding royalty have shifted dramatically. For decades, the palace operated within a culture where controversies could often be managed quietly behind closed doors. Today, however, that protection seems to be fading. Public patience for unchecked privilege, Mayer argues, has largely disappeared. And for the House of York, the consequences of that cultural shift are becoming impossible to ignore.